Right? Oh, maybe I should. Do a little video.
My pleasure to call the March 14th Dayton Town Council meeting to order at 6:00 p.m. Tonight's meeting will also be Zoomed. Nobody had any public comments this evening to sign up for? There will be no public comments taken over Zoom this evening. Could we have a roll call, please, Ms. Hall?
Certainly. Mrs. Ives is absent. Ms. Hoover? Here.
Mr. Seward.
Here.
Ms. Estes. Mr. Walls.
Here.
Mr. Dijak.
Present.
Mayor Jackson.
Present. Please join me for the invocation. Heavenly Father, we ask for your guidance in the matters before us tonight. Lead us to work in a positive, productive, and professional spirit. We pray for the people of Ukraine and ask you to comfort and protect them. We pray for compassion, strength, and wisdom to guide our world leaders. We ask for your protection of the men and women of the military and our first responders who protect us across this great country and afar. We ask this in your name. Amen. And pledge allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're going to have a public hearing this evening to have public comments regarding the fiscal 2021-2022 proposed budget amendment, but we have nobody signed up to speak for that. So, Ms. Lawrence, could we have a staff report on this?
Sure, on page 13 of the packet, it summarizes what the public hearing addresses as well. Anytime your budget changes overall by 1%, you need to do a budget amendment. We are, as we discussed last month, instead of financing through Virginia Department of Health for the water plant, which would have meant that we wouldn't have any payments due this fiscal year, we are instead funding by transferring from our reserves up to $1.9 million. We're not going to spend most of that this year, but we're going to go ahead and put it in the capital fund and carry it over as a capital project next year. While we were doing the amendment, we also had some adjustments to be made. They're summarized there in the bullets on page 13 as well. The bottom line is the budget is only changing by the 1.9 million, and the other adjustments are internal.
Thank you, Ms. Lawrence. All right, so we will adjourn tonight's public hearing. I need a motion to approve the minutes for the joint public hearing and the regular town council meeting of February 14th, 2022.
So moved as revised this afternoon.
Mr. Seward, second. Any other amendments other than what was sent out today? Roll call, please, Ms. Hall.
All right, Mr. Wall.
Ms. Estes. Ms. Hoover. Mr. Seward. Mr. Dijak.
Aye.
Mayor Jackson.
Aye.
And I just forgot, if you're speaking, you'll need to hit the red button and so that it's up and it'll be on, and then everybody online can hear you as well. Sorry, I didn't do that, but when I gave my first report.
Motion passes. Thank you. Now I need a motion to approve the fiscal 2021-22 proposed budget amendment and the adjustments as presented.
So moved.
Mr. Dijak?
Second.
Thank you, sir. Roll call, please, Ms. Hall.
All right, Mr. Seward,
Aye.
Mr. Walls, Ms. Estes, Ms. Hoover,
Aye.
Mr. Dijak,
Aye.
Mayor Jackson.
Aye. We have no public comments this evening, but I would like to welcome a special visitor that we have this evening. We have the chair for the Rockingham Board of Supervisors, Ms. Sally Wolf Garrison. Thank you for joining us. All right, so we'll go into staff report, starting with Ms. Lawrence.
Gosh, I assured Mr. Ham that our meetings were getting shorter. This might actually happen tonight. My report starts on page 14. The contract, I'll update under the water plant upgrade. The contract has been forwarded to the contractor, and we're hopefully going to get things signed. And we're going to meet tomorrow and find out what the timeline looks like and what supplies they have procured or are able to procure soon, and when they can get started. So I'll update you in my weekly report next week. You can see a little bit of movement on some of the capital projects, and there should be a lot more next month. Originally, I was going to give it a legislative update, but with the budget not and a lot of other items not really going so far and being signed and all that, and some things not taking effect until later than July 1st, I think it would be better for me to delay those until July 1st. I will say that there was a eminent domain bill in General Assembly that has been watered down quite a bit. For a while, it looked like if we had a festival or a water main break or something, that we were going to have to pay people if they couldn't use profit. So glad that it's still going to go through in some format, I think, but not to that effect. There's also several bills out there related to law enforcement, and those are still being worked on, I think. So we will have an update. Some of those are just reports that have come back to the governor's office by, I believe, October, and some are delaying Marcus, the name of the bill I'm looking for, from 2026 to 2028. So we'll report back on those next month. Are there any that anybody's concerned about?
Oh, just, I did the electronic meetings.
Oh, thank
I know you had given us an update last month, so just.
Electronic meetings, it looks like that's going to go through for a lot of purposes, but not local governing bodies, planning commission, BZA, so maybe committees, no school boards. So they will allow some electronic meetings outside of an emergency executive order, but not most of what we're concerned with.
I don't, you can adopt a policy that allows less than a quorum.
Right. We have done that, and we've used that a couple of times as people have been traveling. We can still do that. It's just having the full electronic meeting. We're still going to live stream our meetings as we've started doing, which we can do. We just have to have council physically here. Are there any other questions?
Thank you, Ms. Lawrence. Now we'll go to Ms. Smith for the treasurer's report.
Mayor and council, treasurer's report and staff report. I have nothing else to add to that. If you have any questions? Happy to entertain them.
It's already been a busy season for budget, so thanks for all your extra work. And Chief Trout. We can hear you.
Mr. Mayor, Council, you have my staff report for you. The only things that I'll hit on is the USDA grant was approved. Vehicle was picked up Friday. All the equipment's been ordered, so there were supply chain issues. We're looking at 30 days or so for equipment to come in, but they were ordered 2 to 3 weeks ago, all the equipment. And then the radio grant that was approved, radios are in, but they're working on programming of the radios now, so those should be implemented here shortly.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
And now we'll go back to Ms. Lawrence for Public Works.
Very good. Public Works report is on, starts on page 19. We have advertised for a buildings and grounds technician. I think I told you last month, if we've advertised either full-time, permanent, or part-time/seasonal, and we're gonna take the best candidate that we get. So far, we haven't had a whole lot of response from the ad. But we're continuing to work on it. Employees spent quite a bit of time this month going through a variety of training sessions. I believe they had 8 or 11, I'm sorry, versus safety trainings. We do have one possible purchase or item for consideration. This has been discussed with infrastructure and finance committees separately. We have had requests, Ms. Swaggy, this is an important one. We've had requests for us to sweep the streets more often. And somebody at the budget hearing last year had asked for it, and I responded back that we knew that Bridgewater was going to be selling their street sweeper at some point. And that point is within the next 2 months. We used to have a small street sweeper, and it only did the downtown areas before events and stuff. It was hard to cover the whole town because it was so small in capacity. They'd have to empty it after every couple blocks. This would be a full-size street sweeper. And I have a little bit more information for you. But they're selling as a year 2000, so we know it's 22 years old. Jason said he was a teenager when he was involved with that. It's only got 41,000 miles, 4,684 hours. We did several searches online to see how that compared. There was only one that was less than 20,000. It was $19,999, but it did not look like it's in nearly as good a shape as what we'd be getting. Bridgewater has been maintaining theirs very well. They have a contractor that comes in and maintains it. We've done a little bit of work and think it would be about $3,000 a year to maintain them. They're expensive to maintain. But we do think that's how much of a cost to maintain. We would have to store it in the wintertime in our main garage because it can't be exposed to the cold. It has so many hoses and you can't really winterize it. In the summer, we could move it over to the open garage that's big that we have the bio truck in. So it would have us move over something, but we don't need to build another garage for it. Bridgewater originally was thinking they were asking 25,000. I asked if 20,000 would get it, and she said she thought so. So it's really just a matter of whether council wants to purchase it. It is, we pay about $1,100 when Bridgewater comes over and sweeps our streets. Because of that, we only sweep them before each major event, which is 3 major events. And actually, for one of them, we sometimes only do the downtown streets. So it certainly is more expensive than what we've been paying, but it's about the maintenance costs annually would be about what we pay Bridgewater. The advantage would be that those maintenance costs are figured on if we swept them every month. So we would just pick a day like the second Wednesday and tell people they need to get the cars off the street so that we can sweep. Everybody with curb and gutter would be swept. Other streets would too. Hopefully pick up walnuts, leaves as well after we vacuum. We do believe that it would save, we just cleaned out that stormwater drain from downtown. It was at least halfway clogged. If we were sweeping more often, we could hopefully avoid some of those stresses on our stormwater system. And over time, wet leaves and debris sitting in the gutter pan where the asphalt touches it can erode away the asphalt. It deteriorates a little bit more, which is why you see some of that debris, big chunks of asphalt out right at the curb and gutter. So if council would rather if you still want to just sweep 3 times a year or 4 times a year, it'd be less expensive to continue to have Bridgewater do it. If you'd like to see us sweep more often, I would say this would be a good choice for you. If council does choose to purchase it, we would need a motion to approve the purchase of this street sweeper. See, I was doing really good until somebody complimented me one day. Now I can't say it. At a cost not to exceed 20,000 utilizing. We also need the motion to include that we'd be using public works contingency funds. We do have a contingency fund that hasn't been used yet, but we do need council to approve us using it before we can. How's that for a complete report?
I got a complete one too.
Oh.
I need a motion to approve the purchase of the street sweeper at a cost not to exceed $20,000 utilizing the Public Works Contingency Fund. So second, or he made a motion and then Ms. Estes second. Conversation?
I'll add one thing. I got to talk to Adam this week about it in between the, how it's going to keep everything that we've done with Mill Street, your debris and stuff going down there, it starts getting clogged up. But it's not only that, after the winter snows and the salt and the gravel, you can go up, get that stuff up. It's better for the pets, it's better for the roads, better for the vehicles and everybody there. So I think it's a win-win and more than pays for itself in the long run, just by repairs. We're looking at on storm drains and such.
I'm assuming we have somebody that can drive it.
Angela.
Bradford, when he starts.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm on contract. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, we have somebody that can drive it. We have been down and talked to both the contractor who does the maintenance and the current driver, and they've talked to him last time he was out cleaning because we knew this might be an option months ago. So, yes, we have somebody who can drive it, hopefully safely.
Yes, that's it. No, I think this makes sense. And I know we've had this come up too before, after events and everything too. And actually we came up when we talked about budget requests for economic and community development too. So I think it'd be a win-win for infrastructure and for our community.
The only other thing I left out of my report is that about this time of year, I get several calls from motorcycle
Oh, yeah.
riders who need to get the sand up that we've put down over the winter time.
Ms. Hall, Community Development.
All right, my report is on page 21 and I don't have anything to add, but I'm happy to answer any questions if anyone has any. Actually, I take that back. I do have something to add. We will be hosting a community input survey on Thursday night with the Planning Commission meeting. We did a survey in connection with our comp plan revision that's coming up this year, and Planning Commission is going to be reviewing that. So we're inviting public, businesses, residents, anybody who's interested in helping with the plan to go forward with planning the future of Dayton is welcome to come, and that's going to be here Thursday night at 6 p.m.
And live stream.
Sure. We're down right now.
Now? Oh, we're down?
We're down.
No.
The computer is rebooting and doing updates like it did last time. Yes.
We have been using this computer.
It's the monthly update on Mondays between 6 and 6:30.
Probably need to look at that next computer.
Probably need to look at getting a new computer. Yeah.
Schedule them both
They were
days.
working
Yeah.
all day yesterday and again today. So, all right, thank you, Ms. Hall. Ms. Lawrence, once
Sure.
again for
Sure.
economic development.
The economic development report is on page 22. If I could go back to Krista's report, and I put it in I put it in the email that I sent out this afternoon, but we also would like to do possibly a joint public hearing for the sign and lighting stuff that you guys referred a couple months ago at 5:30 before your next meeting. Is that okay with everybody? So economic development report starts on page 22. The business e-news went out again at the beginning of the month. We do have right now 6 summer concerts in addition to the festival day music, so 6 separate concerts. We'll get the schedule out pretty soon. We did decide to go ahead and do the separate half-page postcard for the events, so that'll go out within the next couple of weeks, like we used to do before the pandemic. Easter egg hunt is back, so we won't be driving the Easter bunny around. Gator this year will be doing the regular Easter egg hunt over at Sunset Park the Saturday before Easter.
No, go right ahead. I was too, but go for it.
I'll let Brad Troy always steal his.
No, go ahead.
I would encourage all the business owners in town to attend since it's here at the Rocktown Museum on
Wednesday
Wednesday
at noon.
And normally that's an event just for members, which is the Ashby Business Council is a small set of Bridgewater, Dayton area businesses underneath the chamber. So they're going to move their meeting up here to Rocktown on Wednesday, and we'd encourage everybody to come. Although it's normally just members of the chamber, they do allow one meeting that people can come to and check it out. And while it's right in our backyard, I'd encourage everybody to hop over there at lunchtime if you're a business owner.
Yeah, I would agree. It's a great networking opportunity and good business to business and opportunity to promote your business. So we can, got a few that attend regularly, but it's worthwhile.
And the website that Cheryl Lyons presented last month related to the Silver Lake Bicentennial is up and running.
Thank you, Ms. Lawrence. And we have an old friend, Mr. Jason Ham, with us this evening.
Well, thank you. Nice to be back. A whole ton of new faces. I only know 2 of you. Huge turnover. I just have to say that when I was a baby lawyer, I was given the job of, because that street sweeper that hopefully you're buying for $20,000 was so freaking expensive. It was deep into 6 figures. The town financed it. So there's all kinds of complicated rules with respect to municipal finance. So I was given that job when I was very young. So I remember that. And Jay Litton, your all's former town attorney, said to me that it was the Cadillac of street sweeper. So it's a 20-year-old Cadillac now, but that's what it's supposed to be.
Thank you, Mr. Ham. Now we have committee reports. We'll start with Mr. Dijak for Economic and Community Development.
Full of thunder again.
That's all right.
He's got more.
It's okay. I was waiting. I was just to see if you and Krista would promote your 2 events
Well,
here.
I
but-
had Krista's also.
Yeah, but absolutely. Come on out for that. Committee, we did meet to go over some of the budget related items and discussed Red Bud and Dayton Days. Again, Red Bud on April 23rd, which is fast approaching and really just over a month away. So that'll be exciting after Easter egg hunt the week prior. But anyway, so we're discussing that. We did just as an update, as in terms of just our policy for those folks who are reselling goods at during events. Again, the committee's recommending no further action at this point. Again, not interrupting anyone's typical yard sale operations. We are suggesting, as we did during Dayton Days, that if folks are looking to resell, that they things that are not typical residential goods, that they contact the town and work out a midway point between and consider a residential merchant. We'll evaluate that, see if anything's further is needed after Red Bud, and we can always take that back to committee and council if needed before Dayton Days. Other items, just again, I do want to again appreciate everyone for coming up for the Exploring Main Street Merchants Group there. We held that on the 21st of February at Brathwaite Studio. So thank you, Jane, for hosting that. It was very lovely, a good discussion, and Ms. Lawrence joined there. We, I think, had a good time with Ms. Crank as well, and planning out some events and activities here for the year ahead. So that's great to continue that. And hopefully some of those folks, we can get the word out to that they can attend Wednesday's Greater Ashby Business meeting. And then we'll have a final note with we'll have our ongoing business conversation series. We're going to probably schedule that for April. Try to get that that way we'll see what we could do. We'll get a date down. We haven't pinned that down yet, but that'll be an opportunity to kind of talk about further town business collaboration and go over a few of the other items that we could partner with the chamber and the Small Business Development Center on. And so looking forward to those ongoing discussions. And again, I'll just thank Ms. Lawrence, Ms. Hull, and Ms. Roche for all their efforts in the behind the scenes to make this all happen.
You did such a fine job with that. Why don't you go ahead and do finance while you're going?
Yes, sir. All right. Well, this one, I can safely say no report, but we will be busy over the next couple months with the budget process.
And I neglected to say there, you have.
Oh, yes, the memo. Yes.
You have a memo about the budget process. There are 3 extra meetings in the next couple of months. So if you'll look at those, mark your calendar, we'll be sending out. If everybody agrees with these dates, and I think they do by email, then we'll send out meeting reminders tomorrow on the calendar and get everybody set up. Before our next meeting, we will be advertising in the newspaper related to the real estate taxes. And the state code is very specific as to how we word that. We are not proposing raising our tax rate at all, but because of the reassessments, our taxes will increase by more than 1%. So I gave you the language straight out of the code. We'll fill in the blanks and put that ad up there, but I just wanted to make sure everybody understood where the way that it's worded makes it look like we're raising our tax rates, and we're not. We're proposing to keep them the same, but that will yield a little bit more. The county, on the other hand, is proposing to lower theirs, but their taxes are 74 cents right now, and ours are 8 cents. So.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
They will be lowered to some extent. How did the public hearing go?
Wow, I expected more than that.
Wow.
So that ad will be in there. There's nothing we can do about the wording. We'd like to do a little more public education, and we probably will on the website just so people understand. The county has a good FAQ sheet on their website. So, and we'd like to.
A work in progress.
as well. Sorry.
Thank you, sir.
Sort
And
of
ma'am.
fell into finance committee.
There you go. That was an alley-oop. There you go.
Mr. Seward for infrastructure.
We met last week, really just get it. Well, of course, the street sweeper was one discussion, which we've covered today, and then getting a list together of projects and acquisitions for equipment together for the council retreat to present to council for the upcoming budget.
Thanks, sir. Parks, Recreation, and Beautification, Mr. Seward.
Same thing, got together and getting the list together and identified to present to council for the upcoming budget.
And one of the things we talked about bringing back was the bonfire that the
Yes.
town used to do. And now, Ms. Hoover for personnel.
Yeah. Personnel met last week, went over some precursory information for a budget cycle. We'll have some salary recommendations that'll have some budget implications upcoming. But yeah, just getting a sense of kind of where we're at. The salary survey for the surrounding localities has been sent out, and that information will hopefully be collected and back to us in time for us to be comparing our data with the rest of the localities in the area for this budget cycle.
Thank you, Ms. Hoover. And we'll let you go on with police.
Police did not meet. We're meeting tomorrow. So no report.
Thank you very much. And thank you to all the residents who took the time to fill out the community input survey. So how many was it, Krista? Final?
23.
It's 123, so that's great. Thank you. And then we've already talked about this Thursday's planning commission meeting, so.
You might reiterate that again. Just go back up and running.
Oh, okay, we're going to have I have my notes right here and I crossed it off when they talked about it. So this Thursday, we're going to have the community input survey results as part of the planning commission. So this Thursday at 6 o'clock for those that got knocked off earlier. Hope to see you then. Do we have any other council comments? All right, thank you. We have no unfinished business this evening. Do we have any new business? All right. I need a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting. A second. Favor? Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
Man, we had the over under on that one.